And we are live. Today's Thursday, 4 p.m. UK, Shopify Part 2. The first one I fucked up, so we're kind of doing a rerun, and we're going to do it all properly and make ourselves look really professional today. Miro's with us again, and so is Joseph. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Wonderful. Excellent. I'm going to post to the groups quickly, and while we do that, Joe, you go first, and then Miro, you after. Do a quick introduction of yourselves, please.
All right. I'm Joe Reichfeld. I own E-Commerce Optimizer. I am a consultant and coach, and we also have some workshops on the site. We work one-on-one with sellers and help them dominate their niches, both on Amazon and off. We work with a lot of worldwide sellers and multiple marketplaces as well.
Superb. Miro, you're going to give a little bit of background on yourself as well. I know you was on last week. You're more of a seller, aren't you, in terms of in what you do? But you've kindly to come on and you've got a massive list of apps for us today, haven't you?
I do. Yeah. My name is Miro Posvic. I've been an Amazon seller for about 6 years. I've been using WordPress sites for a long time. I switched over to Shopify last year. I've been able to take my Shopify from 0 to mid six figures in about a year using a variety of strategies, prayer, and luck.
So, yeah, I like that one.
What I can. Yeah. So hopefully.
Excellent. All right, to quickly say some hellos to people in the group. 1 second. Let's just pull these up. So, morning, Tiff. Hello, guys. Abu's back. Hello, guys, from Grimsby. Selva's back here from Singapore. Actually, I got a message about opening up a Amazon store in Singapore today. I don't know if you got it from your US account. Any of you guys that come in today? Florence here. Good morning. You three won't be able to stick around for long today, but I will watch later. You're more than welcome. Joining here is Ben. Pat Taylor's back. Patricia's back. Roger Percy here is also back joining the feed. Right. Ramez is here as well. Who else have we got? Nikolai is here. Hey, everyone. Owen Barrels is back. So hi, everyone. Morning, gents, says Patricia. Right. So let's get going. I'm really excited about today because obviously we're a bit more organised. I was just chasing my ass last week. We had Joe, couldn't get him in the room. We had you telling your story, and the other guy, I was messaging in the background whilst asking you questions. So we're going to look a little bit more professional today. Do you want to pull up your hit list of Shopify apps and go through them quickly, and then we're going to move on to some stuff with Joe.
All right, we have I shared a PDF of my Shopify apps that I use on a regular basis, and I gave them to Danny. Danny, are you going to post them in the group with it?
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can do this. I might have to post these actually cut and paste, but I'm not sure if I can upload with this. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can copy it. If I can just copy it and just post as all, we should then hit. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All good. All good.
Okay.
That's posting now.
I'm going to go through all of them because a couple of them in there, I honestly don't know what they are. I think my developer put them in.
Yeah.
But I'll go through the main ones I think are important. I'll keep it brief and just say what it is and why it's important.
Yeah.
The first one is the Bing shopping feed. We don't sell a lot through Bing, but for some reason, the people from Bing converted like 23%.
Right.
Okay. So it's not a lot of volume, but they buy. So we'll take it. So again, that's an easy one. The next one I have is Codisto Link. This is basically a software link that allows you to pull orders from different Amazon platforms. So if you're selling from Amazon, like we sell on Amazon in Australia and other countries, so we'll actually pull the orders into Shopify. And that way, if your warehouse links up to Shopify, you can use that as your hub for your order fulfillment. Okay.
Yep.
The next one we use is Feed for Google Shopping. Google Shopping is really important. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but Google is now going to do Google Shopping ads for free for all sellers.
Gotcha.
Now, basically what's happening is Google's getting tired of not having control of their whole page because Amazon's been doing it. So now they're going to do Google Shopping ads for free. If you have any kind of Shopify site in this moment, when you're done this call, set up Google Shopping feed and set up Google Shopping because it's free now. You're not paying for the ads. And that was like 60% of our ad spend.
Yeah.
So that's a huge one. The next one is Kit. Kit is one of these little marketing apps that comes with Shopify. Enable it. It'll send cute little notes to people. It automates a lot of the, hey, you forgot your card, come back and buy, that kind of stuff. So again, that's free. That's usable. We use Loox, Loox. That will do reviews. So it's an app that organizes and puts the reviews on your site. We also use one that we started that I think is kind of cool. It's Shoutout. And Shoutout allows you to set up an entire self-contained affiliate site. Okay. So it's a one-page thing where basically people can set up an affiliate site, pay the commissions, and handles everything. And it's not huge, but right now I just looked up the site. I have probably $1,200 commissions to pay out in the last 30 days. And that's amazing. I mean, I've got maybe a half dozen guys that produce sales, but these are free sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the app is, I think it's like $30 a month or something.
That's a good deal.
One of my best apps, I mentioned it earlier, was the Smart Search and Instant Search. Because I have so many products, a big problem I have is handling, the logistics of how do you catalog that?
Yeah.
And the Smart Search program, so let's say I put in something like, I sell supplements, right?
Yeah.
So I put in something for headaches. It will bring up the 3 products for headaches. It will bring up all the articles and blog posts for headaches. And then like anything else that is rated. So it's a very, very smart and very clean way of organizing your product, of having people find the product they want on your website. And what else do I have that's exciting? I have a Walmart integration, which is, because I also sell on Walmart.com. Do you guys talk about Walmart.com at all or no?
We haven't, but it would be good to cover it. You can mention it now, but I'd like to do a show on Walmart at some point, like in its entirety. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a 1-minute primer. Okay. Walmart.com is a going market, and they're using computers, I think, from the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. So any kind of, Joe's laughing because that's what I'm talking about, right? Any Walmart interface, it should have a 3 or 4 drink minimum. Yeah. These guys do as good a job as you can do, but you cannot run a Walmart operation without some kind of software. You can't do it directly with a platform. You can't. It's impossible. You can't make changes. You just can't.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but it's worthless.
It's completely worthless. You can't even search products. You have to scroll through 10 pages of stuff to find. It's very bad. So the Walmart thing will save some of your sanity. Not all of it, but some of it. But that's a quick rundown. Did I go too fast, Daniel? Did I give everybody just
No, it's fine. If you picked out some, is there any more that you want to add in there that you can, speak on a little bit more? It's up to you. I know it sounds silly, like I was a bit boring doing a list, but now we posted the list. People need context, don't they? So if you go through about another 3 or 4 of them, give us a bit more background on those. And
Mira, do you have any that connect to Amazon for shipping?
The Codisk interface connects to Amazon, and what's cool is it connects to all the Amazon globally. Like right now, we're selling Australia, a little bit in the EU, and I'm looking at the Middle East and Japan. That Codisk software will allow you to pull orders from the different platforms. So it's really, really cool. It's confusing, but it works, which is really what's important. The Walmart app does not always work, but that's 99% Walmart and 1% the app.
Yeah.
That's the main ones I think are really important. I have like some page builders in there. I've got unlimited bundles and discounts, which helps you put bundles down. I got one for Discount Ninja for setting up coupons and discounts. Mm-hmm. I had one that did like gift cards, that kind of stuff. I've ended up taking a lot of this stuff off. I've kept what's been working for me, right? Some stuff may work better for other people. This is stuff that's been working with me and that I'm pretty happy with. I always look at what's my return on investment. The shout out link is giving me, as far as I'm concerned, it's free sales. I have my VA in the Philippines. Once in a while, she'll go through the list and, tell someone, hey, come join our affiliate program. But that's pretty much it. That's been pretty much free sales.
Gotcha.
Mira, is there a plugin that you prefer for schema?
I'm not sure. What do you
For like
markup.
the microdata and the structured data that gets sent to Google? What I've noticed in the last couple months is schema.org made some changes to how they expect the code to come across, and it's not updated in Shopify. So the 3 sites I've been in the last couple months, they don't validate for structured data, and that's where you get your snippets on Google and the other sites.
I'm using the Google integration for that. Google integration plugin does a pretty good job. My Google guy has to go in and just kind of tweak the files a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's a pretty clean thing. On our last conversation, we talked about this. Danny had asked, what's kind of the main things that are required to be successful on Shopify in this kind of environment. So I'm going to kind of touch on that for a minute. Number one, appearance. Your site has to look professional, has to be visually appealing. Lifestyle images, that's number one. Number two is flow. You have to remove barriers for them to buy from you. The checkout can't be a 14-step process, right? No. You got to make it as clean as possible, just basic e-commerce stuff. And then the third thing, and we talk about this stuff a lot, is the quality of your products. Time and time again, my company has been saved by the fact that we have good products. Like everything else we do, like our packaging used to be terrible. It's actually okay now, but it's still, there's room for improvement. But make sure your product is good quality. If you're selling crappy products, your lifetime value of the customer is going to be zero.
No one's coming back.
That's really the catch. I mean, so many online sellers are, well, do this and that. I'm like, you know what? Make sure you have a good product to start with. Make sure your product is really, really good, and then go from there.
To use a music industry term, when we used to remix records, there was a saying, you can't polish a turd, and it's the same with making products. Yeah. So exactly. What your start point is everything. It don't matter what you do. Okay, we covered some apps there, yeah? So is there anything you want to cover before we get into some SEO stuff? Obviously, you can pitch in here as well. It's just we're going to go through a bit of a checklist.
I think that's pretty much it. You can really get lost in the weeds like anything else with online stuff. But I think if you have these main apps, the ones that I kind of talked about, I think you'll do okay.
It's a comprehensive.
Yeah, the shopping feed is huge. I mean, like that's something you put on your list for like today if you don't already have it set up.
Well, you've already dropped a big one today by telling everyone that Google Shopping is now free, which is pretty stellar, I didn't know that, but that's only happened in the last few days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now, who's it said the other day? I think it was Matt Phipps messaged the other day from memory saying Shopify now has a 90-day free trial, so it's been extended. And now with Google Shopping, you've got no excuse, have you?
No, not at all. Get it up, make it pretty, and get it out there.
Yeah. Sounds good. Cool. Right. Joe.
Something else people don't realize is if you export your Shopify database, your product database, you can change the column headers on 3 columns and eliminate most of the others and send a link to Pinterest, and they will automatically create product pins that are buyable.
Excellent.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, so if you have a big catalog, it takes care of it.
Sounds good. Should we get on to SEO?
Sure.
You ready, Joe?
Yep.
That rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Right, on page SEO. Let's go.
Okay. Shopify is pretty good for SEO, but it's not the best. And there's some misconceptions about SEO. A lot of people will get a site like Shopify or a WordPress site. They'll start their site. They either don't do SEO or they do SEO, and they just look at these big, shiny words that everybody puts out there on page, off page, backlinks, and all that stuff. Well, it's taken wrong. People don't necessarily understand how all that works. But there's one thing that's really important. everything you put online, whether it's on Amazon, on your website, a comment you leave in a group as your business, put it there from the standpoint of SEO. Use keyword phrases, use backlinks to your site, everything that represents your company, expect it to be indexed by Google and come back to you. So if you're talking crap to somebody or you're in some place that you might not want your business name associated with, like someplace on Reddit or whatever, log out and log in under your personal account, because that everything stays. So, when I answer questions on Quora or Reddit, those are high quality backlinks. So everything should be SEO. But the other part people don't understand is, they have on-page optimization, off-page optimization. Backlinks are a big Google measurement for ranking. If you have a great site and you have killer content and people are coming to your site all the time and interacting with your site, Google is not going to penalize you for having no backlinks. You will still rank really, really well. And if you use like Mozbar and you look at your Google search results, you'll see that some sites have no backlinks, but they rank first. So it's more than just these, things that they say about how, Google has, to rank. And Miro kind of hit it. It's about what's on your page and your content. Content isn't just words. It's products, pictures, ease of use, UX,
user experience.
Just having an easy to find return policy.
Page load times as well plays a massive role, especially on mobile.
Huge. Yeah, page load times are huge, and in particular, Shopify can be really slow with page loading. WordPress can be really slow with loading. I mean, out of the box, they're both kind of slow. It's something that you really do need to look at and focus on. There's some easy things you can do to Shopify to speed it up. Different code. You can preload your CSS just using a prefetch term in your HTML. There's several easy things you can do, and there's a Shopify programmer. He goes by it's FD Shopify, and he has some snippets that you just copy and paste right into your site, and it'll speed your site up, which is really important. So on-page SEO, it comes down to your actual listing and the data that people see on the page, but also the data that people don't see on the page. And it starts with your URL. Something that Shopify is awful with is they take your title and they turn it into your URL. So if your title is 1965 to 1970 Chevy Camaro seats, that whole title is going to be in your URL. That is not an SEO optimized URL, and Google will actually hold it against you. You need to scroll down to the bottom of your product page and edit your URLs after you start your post, and make it your final file name should be your keyword phrase for that page. Nothing else. It shouldn't be your whole entire title. Amazon does it. WordPress does it by default. They all do it. And those are not SEO optimized whatsoever. And most SEO measurement programs will knock you for it, and they'll tell you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yep.
We're talking on page SEO. How do you structure your keyword research prior to that? Obviously, because you're going to weave in the keywords in the title, first paragraph, etc. when you're bolding and backlink. Can we have a little chat about that as well, of how you would go about doing that?
So you're asking how I discover my keywords?
Yeah, the process that you do. Obviously, you can use the Google Keyword Planner, etc.
So actually, what I use is it depends on whether it's Amazon or not, but I still will use I use Scientific Seller, which is Amazon only. I'll use Pinterest itself, because Pinterest, a lot of the same people are on Pinterest that are on Amazon, and they're my audience, and Pinterest will give you search volume. And I use a site called Keyword Sheeter. Yeah. Used to be Keyword Shitter, but now it's Keyword Sheeter.
They changed the name. Yeah.
And I'll run that for 2 days. I'll put my seed terms in it. I'll run it for 2 days, and it'll give me 20,000 search terms. all related. And it goes as far as the questions. And I'll go through those. I'll put that through Google Keyword Planner. I'll get volume. I do a lot of research into finding my keywords. For me, keywords are really, really important. There's also a website that I use called Through, THRUU, 3U's.com. And it's an app that was written by a Google engineer. And what it does is it pulls up the top between 10 and 100 search results for your specific phrase, and it breaks them all out separately. Titles, keywords, anchor text, how long the pages have been on the internet, how many images, how many words are on the page, so you can see, what you need to do to be in the top 10. If you have a page that has 300 words on it and everybody in the top 20 has 2,000 words on it, you need 2,000. You need to have at least 2,000 words. Your information needs to be better than theirs. So I use that quite a bit. But with my keyword research, I'll do it all at once. It's not just the page. I'm also developing long tail keywords. So I'll start with this 20,000 phrase list and narrow it down from there. I'm looking at volume, competition. I'm not at all against throwing away the high volume, high competition keyword phrases and going for the medium volume, medium competition phrases. But I'm not afraid of going after the big stuff either, because I know how to rank for it. Yeah. Ranking is not keyword focused anymore. Google is not keyword focused. Google is search intent focused. They're trying to solve the query. And the question. Latent semantic indexing is about the words and sentences around your keyword phrase. So it's important that when you're doing keyword research that you're developing all the synonyms and all the questions that people are asking and weave that into your page.
That was the question I was asking. How do you do like a pyramid structure? Do you do it by search volume first and then build your way down, or relevance first? What's the way that you operate? And like you said, you leave out head keywords that you're not going to rank for because they're grandfathered in, they've already got backlinks and stuff. So are you looking for bulk in the long tail and get
we develop it out so we have the whole thing done, because I don't want to do the keyword research more than once. But when we initially list, we go after a very small targeted group of keywords. Excuse me, because like on Amazon, we're training the algorithm. We want the algorithm to know exactly what we want to rank for. Nothing else. No questions asked. So when we initially post, we will target and reuse the same phrases, 4 or 5 highly targeted phrases throughout the whole post, throughout the whole listing. Then after a couple of weeks, we'll go back and we'll add some more content to it, and we'll add the synonyms, and once we see how we're ranking, we'll go back and we'll tweak it. I found that works really, really well for getting that initial ranking, initial high ranking, and then bringing up the rear with the other phrases grows it out.
Yeah.
I want to rank for 30,000 phrases per page. I don't want to rank for 50.
Yeah.
And it's entirely doable.
Joe, I got a question. Do you use Uber Suggest on that, or just use the combination of other tools? What do you use?
I use Uber Suggest. I use Keywords.io. I use TwinWords. I use Scientific Seller. I use Longtail Pro. I use Screaming Frog. I'll use anything I can find. It used to be really difficult to grow a list of 20,000 phrases. Keyword Sheeter made it much easier, but still, you just don't know. One will pick up words or questions that the others don't. You just don't really know. So I'll run them all and then eliminate duplicates.
Well, another thing that you can do if you've got an AdWords account as well is use the Google keyword tool in there, but you use URLs. So basically you go and find all your competitors' websites and you go through page by page, and then you extract the keywords on the page and it will give you the search volume as well. Yep. So that's another way of doing it to generate lists.
Right. And we use Uber Suggest to do that.
You can do that as well.
We'll go back to Keyword Planner for all the volume and the CPC. So I did a test a month ago on testing keyword sheeter out, and the phrase I used was space heater. I got 20,000 phrases after about 28 hours. Of those, I eliminated 25% because they just were not applicable. Of the ones that were left, I got 2 phrases that had up to 10,000 searches a month, 0 bids. One was an Amazon keyword phrase. One was a Walmart keyword phrase. I got 200 phrases that had up to 1,000 searches a month, 0 AdWord bids. I got 2,500 phrases that had up to 100 searches a month, 0 AdWord bids, and over 5,000 phrases that had up to 10 searches a month, 0 bids. So I can bid on every one of those a penny and possibly see sales. I mean, the two terms had up to 10,000 searches a month. I can't go wrong with that. If I get, it was over 7,500 phrases I can bid a penny on, long tail. If I get 1 sale per phrase per year, that's 7,500 sales I wouldn't have had for pennies. And they're going to convert more than once a year, but I'm going to set my sights low, and I'll take once a year on 7,500. That's a deal.
Yeah.
And if you're running AdWords or PPC, that low ACoS really drives, you leverage that against your high ACoS stuff.
Yeah.
Works out really well for us. I mean, I've been doing the long tail thing for a long time.
Long tail for the long time. So, you want to add anything on this section here? Let's talk about scale. Joe, you work with larger clients. So if someone's got 150 SKUs, you got to do this. How do you scale it to make it viable? Do you start with, okay, we're going to go with 5 to 10? Because you don't want to launch a website with just one item because you've got nothing to up and cross sell or anything like that. And you need variety for when they arrive at the site. So where's that in between part where I'm going to do this at scale? So when you do your keyword research and your copywriting.
I've never met a client that said, I have 3,500 products. We're going to start with 10 and then 10 more. No, they look at me and they say, are those 3,500 products listed yet?
Yeah, no, I know that. But what I'm saying is you're pushing around data at the very beginning. You want to work out what is the best approach, especially if they're related products. Yeah. And then you want to optimize off the back of those and then keep adding products to scale it. Yeah.
We always start with what works best. What's already proven. We'll start with what's proven, and then we'll work our way down the list to, the stuff that just generally hasn't sold in the past. But during that time, we'll be looking and trying to find out why it hasn't sold in the past and trying to come up with a new angle. But so I'm used to working in bulk. So everything I do is spreadsheet based. And even on Amazon, I have clients that have 155,000 listings.
Yeah. So I don't use Shopify. What tools are you using, guys, for plugins to upload bulk like that when you want to do all your meta tags and everything?
It's all spreadsheet based. Yeah. Okay. The one thing that blows about Shopify now, though, that I noticed is Excel and Shopify don't really communicate that well, and it blows out your images out of the feed. So we use Google Sheets, but I'm real good with formulas and extracting information from other pages. So for me, putting it together is fairly easy. As long as I have the data, I can map fields. That's not a problem. And a long time ago, when I was doing the Jet thing, I created this system to take an Amazon listing and push a button and map the whole thing to like Walmart or Jet, Rakuten, to move the listings back and forth. So I've kind of got that down to a science, but it can be a real pain in the ass. I have ruined 120,000 listings in the push of a button, and it was not undoable. I had to hire guys to go through each one of those listings one at a time over the course of a weekend to undo it before the owner saw it on Monday that his listings had no images. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do it. We use spreadsheets kind of as a base for our products, but the actual Shopify, we put them in by hand. We put them in we put the pictures in by hand. We put that in. Anytime we do a dump from a spreadsheet from Google Sheets, there's always some mistake somewhere. And Joe's entirely right. All of a sudden, your entire site looks like crap. There's the wrong images. You just it sounds slower, but it's actually faster for us.
What about, you've got a large site, haven't you? I think you said 140 products plus. How are you setting up your navigation structure? Because that's important. We haven't really gone into information architecture of the site and stuff. We've just gone straight to one page. But when it comes to navigation, do you have a breadcrumb navigation set up? What have you done in terms of creating verticals for your products and stuff?
Our products we have three main categories. We have like miscellaneous products, which are tablets. We have some products that are like little pellets and some that are liquids. But on the liquid side, we have 300 different ones. Really, we use that search, what's it called? That smart search feature, and that has solved most of our problems. People actually just put in the topic, hey, I have headaches, I have this, I have that, and that actually works really well. We used to have like a cloud thing where we had them, women's health, men's health. We used to have those categories, but in real life, they're not used that much. People just search what they're looking for and it'll come up. So that's been really, really helpful, both for them and for us.
Mm-hmm. So I have a client that has auto parts. They've got 3,500 parts that fit 63,000 different vehicles, year makes and models. And that, if you're looking for a part for your 1974 Pinto, you better find the right part. So we created a separate MySQL database for search that searches out and drills down with the fields, and that's actually separate on the site, and it works really, really well. Shopify, you're not going to find a platform that lets you use their MySQL database. You have to have your own separate database for security reasons, and it works really well. But it's really difficult to classify that and to get that into navigation. So, and you go to these sites and they've got these drop downs that go on forever and stuff. And it's hard to get that to work, and it sucks on a cell phone. So we break out our categories into 3 or 4 categories, like Miro said, and then, from there we drill it down. But it's really overwhelming for people when you have that much data there.
Actually, let me throw something in here, which really surprised me. I'm a computer guy, and I'm 50. I can't see this crap on the cell phone no matter what, right? And I am honestly shocked. Like 80% of our sales come off a cell phone. So if you're not optimizing for mobile, you're completely out to lunch.
We're gonna come to mobile. We just want to quickly say some hellos. Andrew's here, Linda Candy's here. Welcome back. Ebru's here. Terry Wilson. Gemma here, Herb's back, Richard Billings is here, Oxy is here, Nat Dyer, Matt Phipps. Thank you for that tip, Matt, from last week about Shopify extending for 90 days. Bill McDowell's here, Rory is here, Elaine is here, Nikolai is here as well. We've got a couple of questions and then we'll move on to the next one. Tiff says, does Shopify have a fulfillment channel? Which it does, but yeah.
It does. I know they're working on it. I personally use a contract warehouse. Yeah. And that warehouse fulfills for me for some of my stuff on Amazon is FBA, some is FDM. So the warehouse picks up the slack. The warehouse also pulls orders for Walmart and my website, and they pull from other markets as well. So I use a contract warehouse, but I know Shopify has developed or is developing their own version of FBA.
Okay, what is the next best channel to sell on after Amazon that you guys recommend? Obviously, we're talking about Shopify, which is your own channel. But if you're talking about marketplaces, are we saying in the US, Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart for sure. My success on Walmart has been mixed, but I know sellers that are doing 5 times on Walmart than they're doing on Amazon, which just blew me away. Like some guys on Walmart are crushing it.
Do you know what? I think across the board, someone was telling me the other day, and I can't remember where the data came from, so you may need to correct me, but Shopify traffic's gone up. A lot of off-Amazon traffic's gone up because where the lack of non-essential goods, because they weren't being shipped in. So Amazon was selling essential goods only. Then they're running out of stock. Then people going off Amazon to buy elsewhere for essential and non-essential goods as well. So it's had a good impact as well. For other verticals off of Amazon while this pandemic's been on?
I think so, because people are creatures of habit. But I will tell you this, the last Amazon conference I went to, the Amazon staffers, when I told them I sold on Walmart, the room just went quiet. Amazon is afraid of Walmart. It's the only time I've seen those guys rattle. They're concerned of Walmart. They really are.
Matt Phipps says Etsy is our number 2 for sales, but again,
right.
depends on your products as well, because Etsy, there's a lot of handmade and stuff. Tiffany says, yeah, that blows my mind. I buy things on Walmart.com to sell on Amazon. And then Selva is asked, does Walmart accept international sellers?
They barely accept national sellers. I have no idea. They're so hard to work with. They're really random and hard.
And their back end's worse. I don't use Walmart, but their back end's worse than Seller Central as well.
Oh, it's atrocious.
Yeah. It's got an interface only a mother could love, isn't it? Yeah.
And not even the appearance of it, just like you will sit there and, okay, I'll tell this quick story. So Walmart had announced some big changes to their platform. This is about 6 months ago. And they had a Zoom call. The staff during the Zoom call did not know how to mute the microphones of the 400 people on the call. So we were on a Zoom call with 400 people, and all you hear is burping, farting, everything else. But you got to listen. They're telling you important stuff. So that kind of gives you the idea of they're 5 years behind. Like, they're operational, they're people, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me that I actually broke their back end one time and took the whole site offline.
So it was you, really? Joe. It's your fault.
Yep. Yeah.
You were site bombing them. Did you get some? You got some hackers to go at it. Social optimization. We've done on page. We've done off page. We've done navigation. We've done. What else we've done? I can't remember. But social optimization. Joe, kick this off.
Social optimization. People don't realize how important social optimization is, and the benefit, the immediate benefit that social sites can bring to your store. Backlinks are everything, in a lot of senses as far as ranking goes. When you first list and you open up your social media sites, go to the bio of every one of those sites, and on the second line of the bio, you need to have a link back to your website. That is immediate high domain authority backlinks like that you have now to your website. I'd create an account on Medium, Quora, YouTube, Vimeo, all of those sites. Google sees them as high domain authority sites. It's really important that you do that. We also take like all of our instructions for different products. We turn them into PDFs, and in the PDF, put a link to your website, and make that link a bit.ly shortened URL. When somebody opens that PDF, and this works for Amazon listings as well. When a buyer opens that PDF 6 months from now, 5 years from now, and double clicks that link, Google sees it as a high domain authority backlink. It's free. It's free money. I mean, backlinks are difficult to get, and these are things that you don't have to bribe somebody or pay somebody or anything like that. I would make PDFs out of every single instruction set that you have for your products. Even if you only sell on Amazon, put your Amazon links in there, and share it with all your clients. Put it on LinkedIn. Put it on SlideShare. Put it out there, and those are high domain authority backlinks. Same with Google Sheets and Google Docs. You can publish those and make those available on the internet. Put your links on those. Google has Google bookmarks. Bookmark your pages. You're leveraging Google's own high domain authority to get it on your own site. Because when Google sees that Medium links to your website and it sends some traffic there, it increases the domain authority of your site, which increases the ranking for all of your keywords, which carries right into sales. That's really important. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, social, I got to do this, I got to do that. Start there. If that's all you do, it's really well worth it. The other part is, you have Facebook. Facebook doesn't like sending people off of Facebook, and they decrease when you put in a URL right in your post. They decrease the amount of people that will see your post. So you have to be creative about it. Don't put the URL in the post. Put the URL in the first comment. And then they don't see it as you're sending people off of their site. Pinterest, on the other hand, could care less. They want you to link to your website. They want people to go from Pinterest to the website, and they're fine with it. But most sites are very they're very strict about sending people off of their site. I mean, I can understand that. It's business. Google owns YouTube, Blogger, and all the different Drive properties. Get links on those properties. There's nothing better than a Google link as far as backlink and page authority goes. So what we'll do is we'll link them to each other as well, because it brings even more page authority to it. The term is called Google stacking. There's a way to do it that is black hat. There's a way to do it that's not black hat. It doesn't make up for good backlinks, but it helps. When you're brand new, you need that stuff, or else nobody's going to see you. The other thing that is really important for us is guest posts, be it on social or on other websites. So you don't have traffic on your own website, but there's other websites. We're all looking for good posts to add to our website. So, I mean, some of the biggest sites, Neil Patel is known, he's as famous as he is because he started by getting other people to do guest posts on his site. He paid people with a lot of influence to come do guest posts on his site to build up his site. He knew nothing. He learned from them. That's how he made his money and how he became famous. So you go to a site that has traffic and get a guest post on that site. Most of the time, they won't even charge you, and use that to build your own traffic. It's a really easy way to start getting traffic without spending $1 million on pay-per-click. Guest posts are really big. Google just recently tried to kill guest posts. They killed paid posts. Don't do paid guest posts. If you do, it's gotta say it in the post. They're not stupid. They can tell that stuff. They will penalize you. But Google years back, Google said, "Oh no more press releases, no more PBNs, no more." They keep shooting down these things. Well, what it is they're shooting down people that put 100% of their effort into this one thing. All I do is press releases for backlinks. That it looks like that's all you do. They're not natural. Don't do them all. Don't only get blog comments. Just get a few of them. Get a few press release links. PBNs are okay. People do really well with PBNs that are legit. A few links from a PBN aren't going to kill you. All of your links from a PBN or all of your links from guest commenting, that will negatively affect you.
Indeed.
It's called the web for a reason. You need to get all these touch points out there because the goal is, 7 to 21 interactions with a buyer to get them to trust you to buy from you.
Yeah. I've got a few questions here. Jason says, trying to weigh up the cost of my own warehouse versus 3PL. Any of you doing both? What did you guys look for in a good 3PL? I think what's happened now with 3PLs is that everyone's having the same idea. So there's a lack of not a lack of good 3PLs, there's a lack of opportunity, because if they're working on skeleton crews because of the virus and more people looking for 3PLs, you're going to get pushed to the back of the queue. The other thing is margins.
Really good one. Yeah. Rakuten, in the last year or two, they've built fulfillment centers in every single state. They can deliver nationwide in one day. Right. If you're doing volume, they're well worth it. They've got some startup costs. It's like $1,250 for their software, another $500 for onboarding. They'll waive the software if you're doing any volume, but their pick and pack is like $1.50. So if you're doing 2,000 orders a month, it totally covers the fees. And I mean, Rakuten is Alibaba. It's all the same company. They've got their shit together. Their software is really good.
Cool. There's your answers there. But if you don't do Rakuten, people are running into problems because sometimes they're running on a 3PL. You can't get the margins right. It's actually cheaper to ship FBA than it is to use a 3PL. So it comes down to a multitude of things as well.
It sure does.
Henrietta is saying, I've just added my Shopify's product catalog on Facebook and are waiting for Instagram's review. I can't seem to do the same on Pinterest. Is there a way, Joe?
Yeah, if you go into Pinterest and go into the help section under advertising, there is a template, a template that you can download. You have to change your header, your column names, and then you upload it through Pinterest through Pinterest ads. There's a section under it's called catalog. You just go in there and you upload your feed, and then go back a day later. They'll tell you what got approved or what didn't and why. It's not that difficult, but you can't just export straight from Shopify to Pinterest. You export your database from Shopify, change your column names, tweak it how you need to tweak it, and then upload the file back into the back end of Shopify, and you send that URL to Pinterest. And they read it every day. So you can change inventory to it every day if you want or not, depending on how you maintain your products.
Another question, well, not a question. Andrew's just come back. Kramer, who joins the show each day, just opened Google Shopping account and imported all 35 ASINs. Thanks to Shopify and you guys. Awesome. We're now on Google. This is crazy. Smiley face. Michael says, have you noticed any problems running Pinterest ads through an Amazon attribution link? I've been rejected as a low quality destination, but others work just fine. Any suggestions or advice here?
Pinterest banned link shorteners and anything except real links not that long ago. They do. The only ones that I know that they accept are zone pages, and I think they accept Pixelfy Me. They don't. They do not accept the attribution link. So one way to do it is send them from Pinterest to a landing page and then use your attribution link. Anything that came through that landing page came from Pinterest originally.
Yeah, so sideways move, but obviously gets around that. Owen says, never mind nuggets. This session's been a gold mine. Much appreciation, guys. Well, Owen, we fucked up so badly last week. We had to come back hard and come back with great content, or I believe to be great content. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Joe, covered a lot of the questions now. We're going to have to do a part 3. We're coming up to 47 minutes here. So after launching, so we've done on page, off page, social optimization, and now after launching.
Okay, after launching, go to Google, set up Google Analytics, and set up Google Search Console. When you create a new product, as soon as you post it, you have a couple things you need to do. One is pin to Pinterest. You're telling Pinterest that you own this listing. This is what it's about. This is how you want it classified. The other thing you want to do is set up Google Search Console. Take your URL, go to Google Search Console under URL inspection, put it right there, hit check. It'll come back and it'll say, this URL is not in the Google index. Would you like to schedule it for indexing? 24 hours later, your page is indexed in Google. That's really important. Otherwise, if you just sit around and wait, it could take 90 days to get indexed by Google. Bing, same thing with Bing. You can do the exact same thing with Bing to get it listed on Bing right away as well. I mean, for me,
is it still the case with Bing? Well, I'm going back some, but the reason why Bing can be good for an older demographic, for those who are using a PC, Bing is the default search engine. Is that still? I use Mac, so is that still the case? Which is,
giving grandmas.
Yeah. You got it. Everybody, like my mom, she's on Bing. She can't change it back from Bing. Every time she does something, we change Google, changes back to Bing. So.
Then Bing will give new advertisers $100 3 different times.
Danny, can I share a screen for a second? I just want to show something, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm going to show here my screen here. And this is just for 2 seconds. Like, we have a tendency to kind of wait for things to be perfect. And I've got an image here. Tell me if you see it. Can you guys see the bottles there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is how I started my products over at the left. I printed off my laser printer using Avery labels, and along the way, you see how in the last couple of years, our products have become more polished and more professional. Mm-hmm. And really, I guess my point of showing that was really just saying, hey, don't wait till things are perfect. Don't wait for the perfect time. Get it out there, start learning, have an evolution of your product and get going.
Yeah, get what you can get going. Is that it's point of iteration, isn't it? It's like you can go and build something really big, or you can just start. I've said it before. I had a startup business where we were like doing like it was a social network magazine. It was all to everyone. It was a fucking nightmare. Spent 14 months in stealth. We burnt about £500,000 on it. But then after learning all that, if I wanted to build a business, all I'd do is build a landing page, write the copy, get the images done, send some Google traffic to it, and then put a phone number on there and learn. And if it was going to be a business, I'd find out by spending a few £100. So it's the same with everything. You need to have the initial idea, have enough on the bone to make it interesting, and then iterate from there.
Yeah, done is better than perfect. I have, we're starting to do some wholesale business now. One of my wholesale accounts went from 0 to 150 up to $500,000 in like 18 months. And the same thing, she was stuck in the super trying to make it perfect. I'm like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get a website. I saw one of the questions came up, and the thing was, can I start with one product? Absolutely, you can start with one product.
Yeah, I did say to him, no, there's not really much point in starting one product on a Shopify site because you won't learn much other than learning to use Shopify. Maybe you get a benefit, but generally you haven't got a list of product selection unless it's an absolute unique product.
Start with WordPress and get the Shopify Lite program. That gives you a Shopify within an iframe, and you put it into your WordPress site. Then when you expand to 2025 ASINs, or you want to move to a full Shopify site, you don't have to do anything. It's all set up. You just add a store.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Let's do. We've got a load on this list, Joe, but I think let's do one more. We're going to do general e-commerce optimization, and then next week we'll do mobile, homepage, category page, search results, product page. We'll keep that for another session, right? So general e-commerce optimization, go.
That's probably the longest one out of the list, too.
Yeah, well, you got 10 minutes before we wrap.
10 minutes. All right. Yeah. So, a big part of SEO, like I said in very, 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 very beginning, it's keeping people on the page. If a bounce is when somebody comes to your page and doesn't do anything, they leave. They can sit there for 10 minutes and they leave. That's still a bounce because you haven't sent another command to the server. Interaction with a page sends a command to the server for more images or more information. That is what makes it not a bounce. So what you need to do is you want to put things on your page that keeps people on the page. It makes them want to click to another page, makes them want to get more information, opt in. That's the big one, the conversion, getting their information. So how do you do that? Well, part of it is you have to build trust. People come to your page, they want to. You got to build trust. You got to get the point across that you're not at a Tijuana swap meet. And how do you do that? HTTPS. That's where you want to start. You want to have your policies easily available. So what's the shipping policy on the site? Well, they need to be able to find that link. I mean, I've seen sellers hide that stuff because their policy's really bad and they're embarrassed. So they just bury it somewhere so you can't find it. Well, people leave. If I can't find that crap, I'm gone. Because it just, if I question somebody, then if I got to question them, then what the hell, what's going to happen with their listing? The other part is, Amazon is really, really good at A/B testing everything to the point of really pissing you off as a seller because your layout's always changing. But if you look at an Amazon listing, not all the, buy this, buy that, all that bullshit, but the actual listing, the main image, the other images, the bullets, the buy now, it's all clustered together. And they're doing all the damn work. They're spending all the money. There's a reason why that works. It's the eye when somebody looks at a listing, they look at your title, and their eye heat mapping shows that their eye goes from left to right, and then back to left, and then it goes down the bullet points. And they don't it doesn't show the eye going across any bullet points that are long. It shows them maybe reading the capitalized words at the very beginning, but people don't read that stuff. So you want to get the qualities of your product across in short spurts. People don't. Do you read when you look at that stuff? When you're sitting there on your phone flipping through there, do you really read a listing? Now, why don't you apply that to your buyers and not write a book as your bullet points? A book in the bullet points, I don't even read. I'll just keep going to the next listing because that's work. I'm not here to work. I'm here to look at stuff. I'm looking for the nice pictures and the stuff that tells me right away what I want. So you need to, a grid layout is really important, and Shopify does grid layouts fairly well. But think about Apple and the Apple website, a lot of white space, it's very uncluttered. That speaks to Apple's personality, and their USP, their unique selling proposition. People like that. And it's a big plus for them. When people come to your site, you have broken pages. They go to a 404 page. There's nothing worse than a 404 page without a search bar, or without links to get you where you want
back to homepage and stuff.
Yeah, something. And what we try to do is we try to insert a little bit of humor into every 404 page, give them a search bar, give them a link back to the homepage. You hear all the time about landing pages. No links on landing pages. Don't give them a choice to go anywhere else on the landing pages. Nowhere else, just the landing page. That's bullshit. That really is bullshit. Give them, if nothing else, give them a way to get back into your site. Personally, the good vibes, the appreciation of people. We're all used to going to landing pages. You can't go anywhere else. I'll appreciate the fact that there's a link there where I can find out more information about a site. That's more important to me than not having links on any page. I don't agree with that. Especially in this day and age, it's easy to pop up a site out of nowhere. I know people that put up Shopify sites just for the trial, and they get their sales and then they close and they're gone. You have to build trust. So you want to, you need to optimize your page for speed. You need to have your policies where people can see them. You want consistency between your landing pages and your ads.
Yeah.
That affects your Google ad costs. If your landing page and your ad don't match and don't have some of the same keywords, your quality score goes up on Google, which means you pay more per click. Pinterest follows the links to where your pins are pointing, and they'll look to see that pin that you put about recipes actually goes to a food site and not a clothing site. And and that will affect how much they show your pin to people that don't follow you, but that have expressed interest in clothing pins.
Can I just add here, Joe, going back to piece some of the bits together, what you said there, like one of my pet hates, and I think what happens is people just duplicate this across. Would you ever buy a computer off Apple if it had one of those shitty long landing pages with loads of creepy copy on with white background and red text? You wouldn't, would you?
You mean 5 calls to action all the way down to the very
just the scammy and the fake testimonials and stuff. You wouldn't buy from that because not everyone's stupid, right? Most people that buy that shit are stupid. And so, or they're being conned into it and they don't know any different. So it's very key that when you're building your site, build for your audience, right? If you're selling an expensive product, you need to detail on your site the technical attributes to it. So people are going to need to know more information about your product. Rich, if you're doing fashion, beautiful imagery is key. And clarity of word. Like a lot of people try and use big words, especially like corporate sites. They use all these big throwaway words. Clarity trumps everything.
Sure does.
So making sure that you speak to people in a language that they understand, not treat them like morons so they don't like they're idiots or anything. It's about communicating to your audience in the right way. If you're selling like shitty courses, and ebooks and stuff, then that long scammy landing page stuff can work, right? We know that. We've seen that. That's marketers selling to marketers. But don't transfer and just assume because you've seen that happen and people use these landing page websites that's the way forward, because it isn't. You've got to fit your market.
Well, I'm going to jump, Joe. I'm going to jump in here for a second, and you guys are 100% right. It's so easy to sit there and you're a seller. You're thinking, hey, I'm going to throw this together. You know what? It's all these little details on the website, and the thing is, this is like a big thing. Hey, by changing our images, our conversion went from 0.5 to 2.5%. You know what that is? That means selling you 5 times more stuff with the same ad spend. These small differences have a profound effect on whether or not you have a successful business.
Yeah, so, you add that up every day over the course of a year, and it's a lot of dough.
It is a lot of dough. Our conversion rates for some of our products on Amazon are really high. I mean, my ACOS on some of my products is like, I'm paying I think $1.20 to generate $800 in sales. That's mainly because we're in small niches, right? But it's a matter of make sure that your pages are, you're right, communicating in plain language. The average person is a grade 4, grade 5 reading level. You're not impressing them by using big, giant words. You're going to lose them.
Yeah, you chase them away.
Yeah, that's
so something that I'm real big on, and this is anywhere, Amazon, Shopify, any site, ads, all that stuff. Before we do any of that, we go look at who's doing it the best at the moment. What are people responding to in terms of ads, or who's selling the most on Amazon? If you want to compete at the top of page 1, your listing has to be better than the people that are ranking at the top of page 1. So many sellers never look at that stuff. There's no such thing as software that's going to tell you how optimized your page is. I can tell you I optimized your page, but if I'm sending a message to single girls with the text that's on the page, and the page is actually selling baseball bats, it's not optimized. Optimization is the only ruler for listing quality is conversions and how well you compete at the top.
Right. I mean, it's funny for me for a long time because I'm passionate about natural health and stuff. So every listing I had was a lecture on natural health and why it's better and how big pharma sucks. You know what? I couldn't give my stuff away because I wasn't solving anybody's problem. People don't care about my thoughts and opinions and my passions.
Right.
Can I solve a problem? Right. And when we change the focus to solving problems, our sales went through the roof. And that's the thing is, are you solving a problem for somebody? They don't care about you. Why would they? You're some weirdo on the internet.
Yep. And that should really be part of sourcing your product is, can I solve a problem with this? It's a great USP.
Indeed. Right. Let's wrap here. And then we'll come back next week. We've got plenty of chew on. What day is Thursday? So next Thursday, I'll put it in the schedule. So we'll do Shopify part 3. Anything you guys want to add before we go?
I got masks for sale.
Huh?
I got masks for sale.
You got masks for sale? Yeah. We won't be doing that. Sorry. In the feed here, let me finish off from who we got here. So Silver says, what is an acceptable bounce rate for a Shopify store? That's how long is a piece of string. Because if you're sending display ad traffic, your bounce rate might be 93% and you're still making sales. But organic traffic, probably 50, 60, would you say, bounce rate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's relevance too.
Yeah, relevance as well.
If you're drilling down the relevance, your bounce rate's going to be less.
Okay. For me, it varies by product. I mean, some of my products have a high bounce rate, some have a low bounce. It's just, there's too many variables, but less is better.
Yeah. Henrietta's got a couple. Before we go, I don't want to get in trouble with her. She'll be emailing me after asking me why I didn't answer these. So right now I'm using Amazon multi-channel fulfillment. Do you think I should do my own fulfillment over time? I have a new product being manufactured and can't set up the shipping yet on Amazon. And the next one was I'd subscribed and opened my Shopify store in July. Never did a thing until the last 2 months. And now with Amazon sales being so badly affected due to delivery delay, I feel this is the right route to go. But it's such a slow grind, and hopefully it will pay off. Or any work you put in will pay off at some point. You just have to keep digging away at it. So who else have we got here? I just want to make sure we cover it.
I want to address merchant fulfilled.
Yes, go on in.
If Shopify ramps up their fulfillment, Amazon will retaliate during Q4. They did it to Jet. They started interdepartmentally shipping all the Jet boxes and Walmart as well. So you weren't getting your tracking number until the box hit the final city of delivery 4 days later. What does that do on Jet? That gets you suspended. What does it do on Amazon or Walmart? It gets you suspended. Be careful.
Well, okay. Also, Walmart forbids you to use Amazon fulfillment.
And now they do, yeah.
If it shows up in an Amazon box, you're going to shut off your account. Just as a rule of thumb, don't trust Amazon.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
We'll finish on that. Don't trust Amazon. Yeah? Cool. Guys, lovely for you to join us again. Tomorrow, I've got Steve Simonson here and some guests. We're going to go 0 to 500 million and managing some teams, or how to get there, managing the teams in different stages. So that'd be an interesting show. And then on Saturday, we've got part 6 of our Women of Amazon. And then on Sunday, we're doing Mindset Sunday again. This time, me and Lee Ran will be breaking down the Naval podcast. Anyone check that out? Go and listen to it. The guy is absolutely amazing. So we're going to take some passages from his podcast, a minute or two, and just go through and break it down. Very sharp guy. So yeah, gents, thank you. Again, everyone, stay home, stay safe. Much love. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m. as usual. Take care.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Miro.
Thanks, Joe.